You got a fast car, I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You got a fast car, I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at a convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs. Find and see what it means to be living. My old man's got a problem. He lived with a bottle, that's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working, his body too young to look like his. Mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life that he could give. I said somebody's gotta take care of him. I quit school, that's what I did. You got a fast car, fast enough so we can fly away. We gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. So remember we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us and your arms felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. I had a feeling I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car, cruising out to entertain ourselves. You still ain't got a job. I work in a market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter, buy a big house and live in the suburbs. Remember we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us and your arms felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. I had a feeling I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car, I've got a job, pays all our bills. Stay out drinking late at the bar. See more of your friends than you do your kids. I always hope for better. Maybe together you and me find it. Got no plans, ain't going nowhere. Take your fast car and keep on driving. So remember we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car, it's fast enough so you can fly away. You gotta make a decision, leave tonight or live and die this way.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Brazos Valley, UUCBV, or Brazos UU for short. My name is Molly Hagan Ward, and I'll be serving as your worship assistant today. We are a welcoming congregation, which means that we celebrate and welcome all people of diverse sexual orientations and gender identity. We also strive to welcome people across diversities of age, race, ability, immigration status, and belief. We're also a congregation working for reproductive justice. So, whoever you are and wherever you've come from, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here.
Our focus today is on direct service efforts of our congregation, in particular, Family Promise, a nonprofit in Bryan that aids families experiencing homelessness. Our special guest will be the director, Dr. Phoebe Simmons. Several years ago, Brazos UU members became involved in Family Promise when some of our members, in conjunction with another organization, painted and decorated one of the family rooms at their new Hope Crossing facility. We then decided to adopt a week-long volunteer rotation several times a year to provide hosting services. These include meal preparation and staffing evening and overnight hosting shifts. Dr. Simmons will be available after the service during coffee hour to answer your questions, and following coffee hour, we will have special training for current and new Family Promise volunteers.
Please say the chalice lighting words with me. We light the chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, as a beacon of hope for all who seek justice, dignity, and compassion, and in celebration of the life of truth and meaning that we share together. Now, all please join me in saying our affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Our world is one world. What touches one affects us all. The seas that wash us round about, the clouds that cover us, the rain that falls. Our world is one world. The thoughts we think affect us all. The way we build our attitudes with love or hate we make a bridge or a wall. Our world is one world. Its ways of wealth affect us all. The ways we spend, the ways we share, who are the rich and poor, who stand or fall. Our world is one world, just like a ship that bears us all, where fear and greed make many holds, but where our hearts can hear a different call. This is all of our world, all of our world. It's all of our world. Yes, this is all of our world. It's all of our world. It's all of our world. This is all of our world.
Our Time for All Ages this week is called Home, and it's by Tanya Lippert and illustrated by Andrea Stegmeyer. When they were little, Claire and Wes had the brown house. They called it home. Stairs led to treasure, tables made good hiding places. Claire tied flowers into wreaths so it would be more beautiful. Wes drew pictures for walls. They planned adventures for today and tomorrow. When they were a little bigger, Wes and Claire's family had a big change with big words. Goodbye, brown house, with nowhere of their own to arrive. Nowhere is a confusing place for a visit from friends. Claire tried to make nowhere beautiful to her, but nowhere kept changing. Claire stopped trying. Wes ripped up his pictures. After nowhere, somewhere came, a place to stop and wait. Somewhere was better than nowhere and anywhere. Claire and Wes still planned adventures for today and tomorrow. Wes and Claire imagined their names first on a list. The leaves changed colors. Claire and Wes followed their swirling and twisting to school. Claire played make-believe games with her friends. Wes raced with his. Both kept the shelter a secret at first. Claire worried her friends would worry. Wes worried his friends would forget that even though he had no house, he was still Wes. When the nights were lines and strangers, Claire and Wes found comfort where things made sense, where the answers were easy. Even when kids asked about things that made no sense and the answers were hard. How come you live there? Are you poor? Do your mom and dad work? The questions kept Wes and Claire from pretending nothing was lost and helped them remember what would always be with them, wherever they were. When they moved into the blue house, Claire and Wes learned that some things never go away, and that what you can count on most is love and each other. Soon, when the time of big change seemed so long ago, Wes and Claire danced inside a house strong, warm, and bright. Claire tied flowers into wreaths. Wes drew pictures for the walls. They planned adventures for today and tomorrow. But they never forgot what it was like to be nowhere, somewhere, or anywhere. The end.
We Are One by Hope Johnson. We are one, a diverse group of proudly kindred spirits, here not by coincidence, but because we chose to journey together. We are active and proactive. We care deeply. We live our love as best we can. We are one, working, eating, laughing, playing, singing, storytelling, sharing, and rejoicing, getting to know each other, taking risks, opening up, questioning, seeking, searching, trying to understand, struggling, making mistakes, paying attention, asking questions, listening, living our answers, learning to love our neighbors, learning to love ourselves, apologizing and forgiving with humility, and being forgiven through grace, creating the beloved community together. We are one. Hope delivered this meditative reading at General Assembly in 2013.
I fell on some hard times. It really caught me by surprise. When Hurricane Katrina hit, I was living in New Orleans, and this is where we were sent to after the storm.
Everything just came kind of crashing down at one time. Trust me, we were looking for a place to live, but it was just the timing was just awful.
I didn't have work, and the landlord asked me to leave, didn't want to renew my lease.
Our landlord basically told us you have to vacate and move into a hotel.
My daughter is who told me about Family Promise. She said, Mom, I think you should check this program out.
Very dear friend of mine sent me a text message. She's like, you need to call this place. This is what they do. These are the services that they offer.
Family Promise is a program for homeless children and their families that have had a little bump in the road and need to start over. Family Promise is a national organization. There are about 200 affiliates across the United States right now, and we're one of the few that has this static site where families actually stay 24/7 at one location. This space gives privacy, gives families a sense of dignity. This space gives children a place where they don't even feel like they're homeless. We really look for motivated families, number one, to get them a place. Number two, to help them be able to sustain that place once they are out of our program. To look for families that are willing to follow the program and do the work to get to their next apartment or home.
When we first got there, I was literally a mess because I didn't know what to expect.
When you hear the word shelter, you automatically think the worst. It was nothing that we pictured. The place was immaculate, spotless.
Everything's nice and neat and all the things you need are right there. So they walk into that atmosphere and they understand the sacrifice that this community makes. The McDonald family is not a typical family. However, we have had families that were making great income, but even in that situation, things can happen. And so something happened. They got here and they did everything they needed to do. They were overly motivated and they got it done. Miss Pat loves her family. She's like the big mama of the neighborhood. She was great in the program. She's able to give back in more ways than just volunteering.
But the thing is, you got 90 days to get yourself on your feet, and you don't do it by yourself.
When families come in for the very first time, Miss Pat is the one that says, look, you can do this. I've been there, so you can do this. Families are up and doing what they do if they were at their own home. And our dinner is special because it comes from our churches. Our church volunteers prepare meals either at home and they bring it in, or they come here and prepare their meals in the kitchen.
Thank you for Petra and Charette's families.
Families eat together, and after dinner, you're either gonna relax, or you're gonna go play, or you're gonna get the homework done, or you're gonna get things ready for the next day. Also, we offer classes for our families, and some are required, the parenting class, the budgeting class. One of the things that the families enjoy doing here is card games, board games, and they really start to relax, and you don't know who's living here and who's the volunteer. It just brings them together.
One of the biggest blessings we could have ever received in our lives.
I thought I had a get up and go attitude when I got there, but I mean, it was through the roof when I left.
My motivation is the transformation that these families go through, from the day they walk in to the day they walk out, and even down the road to the day they come back and give back.
Family Promise, it gives hope. It encourages you. It helps you with jobs, helps you with furniture, helps you with housing, helps you do everything it is you need to do, but you've got to first want it.
And thank you very much for this opportunity to the City of Bryan and College Station to give you a tour of our facility here at Family Promise. I'd like to start with this living room area, which also is the dining room for the families to be able to have their meals on Monday through Thursday at 6. And then in the evenings, as they wind down, they can either watch TV, or the kids, if they have any tutoring going on, our students will come in and help them tutor right here. We also have parenting classes, budgeting classes, and health fitness classes if they need in this area. Follow me to the front office. This is where our volunteers come in and they help us answer the phone, take any calls and people that walk in. This is where they're at. And my office is here where I meet with the families one-on-one and help them through their goals and their barriers to be successful while they're in our program. And now we're here in the kitchen where our families, Thursdays and Fridays are welcome to cook their own meals. We have full facilities Monday through Thursday. The corresponding churches come and bring them a warm meal. And now we're leaving what we consider the public area. After this point, we consider the private area because this is the family's home and only staff and volunteers are allowed back here. We have 3 available rooms for our families. I'm going to show you 2 of our available rooms right now. This is one of the rooms that our families can have. This is mainly what it looks like. The furnishings are the same, just the decorations are different. Very spacious. And we call this a happy room. And our next room is this one. Like I said, the furnishings are almost the same, except the decorations are based on whoever adopted our room. And that's 2 of our 3. I'll walk down this hall. And down here is where our director. And this is where our director's office is. Here she is. This is where we discuss our family's progress. And
hello, thank you so much.
And I'd like to show you our great playground that we're so blessed to have, where the kids can enjoy a wonderful day. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My name is Joyce Langenecker, and I'm a member of the UUCBV. I've been a member since 2011, and I currently serve as the chair of the Committee on Ministry. One of the activities I'm involved with our church is volunteering at Family Promise, a local shelter for families that are temporarily homeless. I volunteer at Family Promise because I find their vision of a nation where every family has a home, a livelihood, and a better future, completely resonant with our first principle of promoting and affirming the worth and dignity of every person. When I volunteer at Family Promise, I serve as an overnight host. That means that I go to the shelter about 8 o'clock in the evening, and I stay there until 7 o'clock the next morning. Family Promise requires that either a staff member or a trained volunteer is always on site, along with the families who are using the facilities. There are other ways to volunteer with Family Promise. There are things like preparing dinner or preparing breakfast, serving as a tutor for the children, working at the reception desk to assist with administrative duties, and any number of other volunteer opportunities that Dr. Phoebe Simmons can connect you with. The one requirement is that you have to go a background check and that you also are fully trained by Family Promise. I highly recommend volunteering with Family Promise. I think you'll find the families who are there are committed to making their lives better. They're getting the support they need to make sure that happens. And quite frankly, who wouldn't want to live in a world where every family has a home, a livelihood, and the promise of a better future? Thank you.
Now, let an offering be taken to sustain and strengthen this place that is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. This church shares the proceeds of the offering plate donation every week to support important nonprofit organizations with which we work. This month, we're proud to support Tiny Hope Village, a nonprofit organization formed to provide a permanent housing solution for people who have experienced homelessness in the Bryan, College Station, Hearn area. Please be as generous as you can. We give thanks for these gifts we have given, for those we receive, and for each other. May your generosity return to you tenfold. If you will, please join me in extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we gather together again.
The benediction today is the closing words for Hard Times by Maureen Killerian. No matter how weak or how frightened we may feel, we each have gifts that can make a difference in the world. In this coming week, may you do at least one thing to support the broken, to welcome the stranger, to celebrate what is worthy, to do the work of justice and love. Be strong, be connected. Each day act so you may be a little more whole.